Before I get to designing a report template, I'd like to set up what's called a tag catalog for my PLC connector. A catalog allows you to distill and reduce the large, often complex, and often not really human readable tag space that could exist inside of a PLC into more organized, concise lists that are easy for users to grasp. For example, if I open the catalog interface here, and I call this catalog machine KPI, I can then add tags into this catalog that include the key performance indicators of my process equipment. So for example, in the simulator, I have a mixer, an extruder, a reactor, some water pumps, and I'll also throw in some production KPI here so we can get at information like the total number of parts being produced. Now, when a user opens up a dashboard, they can use this catalog to get at the important tags that they really need to see rather than sifting through all the tags configured inside of the PLC. And now, it's a little bit difficult to demonstrate with the simulator because the names are a bit straightforward, but another use of the catalog is the nickname function. So you can take the address of the tag, which oftentimes can be very long and include expressions that aren't necessarily human readable, and that will be used when the data is processed by a report. But when a user is selecting the tag, you can display the nickname, which you can replace the tag path with something a little bit more concise and readable. Now that I have the tag catalog defined, I'm going to build a live dashboard that's optimized for mobile displays that allows the user to just select some tags they're interested in and just see a live instantaneous snapshot on the spot. We could do that by building a custom template in XLReporter's Template Studio, but we actually have a pretty good built-in example of this in the template library, so I'll go down that route instead. If I go in the library, I can select the mobile category and make a real-time dashboard report, and all I have to do to set up this report is just give the template a name, so we'll call this Live Snapshot, say. We associate the template with a connector. This is the connector to the PLC, in my case, the XLRDA simulator. And because this report is a manual dashboard, it only runs with the method on demand. We can also set some captions that appear at the top of each page of this dashboard, but for the purpose of demonstration, I'll just leave that default. And now, once the template here is added to the project, we can go about accessing it through the XLReporter web client. And here, you might find this a little strange how I've got Google Chrome running here, but what I've done is just resize my browser roughly to the shape and size of a mobile phone, and that will trick XLReporter's web portal into showing us what the report looks like on a mobile device. To get to the web portal, I just enter in the machine name or IP where XLReporter is installed, /XLRweb. Because I'm here on the server, I can just use localhost instead of the machine name. I start a new session in the web portal. Here's the live snapshot template that we created. I can go in, I can select some tags from the list, and you can see that machine KPI catalog that I configured is here. If you had more than one catalog, they'd all be displayed. Let me just select all the tags, all 24 in that catalog. And when I refresh the report, we're going to land on a navigation page, which demonstrates some of the hyperlinking features available in the Template Studio, which allows us to go to different areas of the dashboard. So if I go to current process values, you can see it's more or less just a tabular list of the values, but it does have some conditional formatting enabled. If you've ever used Excel before, you might be familiar with conditional formatting. It allows you to change the formatting of a data point or a cell based on the value range contained in it. In other words, if I have a limit on the tag, at which point it would have a concerningly high value, I could assign a conditional format to say, for example, if the value in the cell is greater than 100, highlight it in red. And this demo template here is just there to show how that type of feature would work in practice. Now, if we go to the process dashboard page, you can see there's a little graphic here. It's kind of generic, obviously, but it just goes to show you that you're not limited to just simple tabular values in a template. You can include images and graphics to kind of enhance the visualization a bit. And if we go to the process summary page, you can see there's some spark lines here with little tank graphics that are showing us the levels inside of the tank. Now, if I close this down, we take a look at the template itself, you can see that it's basically put together using hyperlink formulas in these areas here, which link to different cells in the workbook. That's a standard feature available either in Excel or the standalone XLReporter Template Studio, which I'm using now. And those hyperlinks will link to different cells and different sheets in the template workbook, and when the report is published to the web client, those will translate to links between the pages as well. You can see here that there is conditional formatting on these cells here. If I go into conditional format, manage rules, you can see that on this cell there is a condition that says if the value is greater than 100, we will highlight the cell red. So you can use these features to basically highlight out of tolerance or out of scope values in the process. Here, this tank graphic is just a standard embedded image, so you can insert a picture just using the insert menu in the Template Studio standalone or through the normal picture tools in Excel if you're using that format to design templates. And then finally here we have some more embedded pictures, and then we're just using some spark lines to visualize the value recorded as the tank level. So these are all very basic features that are available just as standard workbook features, but you can see all together they do deliver a nicely formatted dashboard so a user could pull their smartphone out of their pocket and just see some live values from the process and get a little bit of visualization beyond just standard tabular reports or lists.